Appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Easter Sunday's edition of Dion's Daily Dose, which I guess is what we're calling it. Bring the microphone a little closer. Actually, I'm going to move this. Pardon me for just a moment. I'm going to put this in between here. So this here, this fine specimen, is my son, Donovan.
Hello.
He wanted to come on today and say hi to everyone. I will let him tell you about him. Yeah, you can tell them about yourself. Tell them how, your name, how old you are, stuff like that.
All right. Well, I'm Donovan. I am 14 years old as of not even a month ago, actually. It was quite recent. But before this whole thing blew up, I went to school at Krieger Middle School. As an inside joke, we call it Kruger because it's spelled atrociously. It's horrible, that's beside the point. Not sure what else.
That's okay. What difference? So, how has this affected you? Right, with schools being shut down, right, completely, except for online learning. What's the difference for you? What has changed for you?
Well, to be honest, school is probably a lot easier with the whole online thing, and that's kind of it. That's really it.
Okay. Do you miss seeing the kids every day at school?
No, not at all, really.
Not even a tiny little bit.
No. Besides my very small group of friends, no.
No. Okay. Fair enough.
Hey, Michael, what's up?
Hi, Michael. What's up? So we have to be careful now about what you call the recent events. You gotta call it the situation or whatever, because YouTube and other places are getting very, very crazy about the censorship.
They're getting quite overzealous about the whole thing.
Yeah. So Donovan here was attending, school at Krieger, and then when they shut everything down, it went to online learning. Now, he had a little bit of a leg up because he used to do online school several years ago. So he kind of knew the ins and outs of it. It's a little different system, but, same deal. He's able to adjust to that a little easier, I think, than some of the youngins, right? Nobody says that anymore.
Nobody says youngins at all.
I don't even say it anyway.
I know.
Yeah, Michael had said hi, which is who we were talking to before. Paul says, hey.
Hey, Paul.
So he has... He never really was much of a run around outside kind of kid anyway.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. He's more of a video game or computer enthusiast. He likes...
Oh, right. I'll ride a longboard every now and then.
Yeah.
Bike around. But...
Yeah, bicycle, longboard. He's not really one for playing basketball or football or...
I'm not a sports kind of guy. I don't get the whole thing with that. I don't know how people can play that for hours and hours. Hey, if it's your cup of tea,
yeah,
go right ahead.
To each their own.
Yeah.
Tell him what's your favorite video game?
Oh, okay.
Like currently that you play the most right now, and then kind of your favorite of all time.
Well, currently Terraria, and if any of you, whoever viewing this right now, somebody says it's a Minecraft clone and you take their word, don't. Just don't. Take your own opinion on it. But anyway,
Are you talking about Terraria?
Yeah.
Okay. No, Terraria is nothing like Minecraft.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It's not. I've checked it out. I'm not like I've played it some. It really has nothing like it's a completely different thing.
I don't get why they say it.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
But probably all-time favorite.
Yeah. Don't know. Maybe need to think about that.
Either Borderlands 2 or Minecraft.
Yeah. As you can tell, he's very into video games. That's kind of his thing. He also started doing a little bit of programming, right? A little bit, starting to learn code. And he's gonna take over the world, at least digitally, right? Because that's what everything is now. Everything's digital now.
It really is.
Right?
Once I learn how to get into Wi-Fi, it's over.
Yeah, he's learning all the things. You know what's really funny though is kind of going to that is in Paul said Resident Evil. Yeah.
That is.
You guys tell me what's your favorite game of all time.
What do you guys like?
Is that the original, Paul? The original Resident Evil 2 or like the new ones? What? In the meantime, so one funny thing is the Chromebooks that they got at the schools, right? They introduced these Chromebooks and they're like, don't do this, don't do that. We're going to lock out certain things. Like the kids, here's the problem is the kids know more about how to get around all this stuff and how to right? How to hack the system than the people who set this stuff up.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. So like there's no such
Coders unite.
Coders unite.
Nice.
There you go. That's right. Hook them up with Carl. I don't know. Oh, Manuel said Dead Space outdoes Resident Evil. Ooh, Dead Space is a good game though. Dead
Can be
Space is a really good
terrifying.
game. Yeah. The first time I played Dead Space, oh my goodness, it was like, oh, did that really just happen? It was a scary game. It probably did a wonder for the horror genre.
Oh yeah,
on
definitely,
like especially the newer style systems. Like we had some kind of scary games. Like Paul said, the older version from PlayStation, right? The original Resident Evil was terrifying. Dead Space, man, yeah, Manuel said you got to play it in the dark.
Oh yeah,
put that up there. Yeah, if you're playing Resident or Dead Space in the dark, right at night, or at least to where it's dark in your room, and you're watching the screen, right, and one of those things comes out of the side, yeah, it's like, oh my god, did that really just happen? So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit, right? We'll talk about gaming, talk about how this whole thing has changed family dynamics, right, across the country. There are people that are complaining. The Hey Trunk video, which I'll link that because it's hilarious.
Trunk.
Hey Trunk, who's Trunk? I'll link it though, but it's funny. But people are complaining, right, because they have to spend time with their kids. What? Right? Really? And look, as a dad, I get it. There are times when I'm like, dude, can't you go like play something or do something?
I'm always happy to.
Yeah, but like you had these kids, you're supposed to love them, spend time with them. I think it's done wonders for our ability to communicate.
I'd say so.
Yeah, like because he would, go to school, be at school all day, come home, and then when the kid walks in from school, it's, how was school? And it's always the same answer. Fine, good, yes. There might be a couple.
Yes.
Yeah, it was all right. There might be a couple of minutes where they sit there and they're like, okay, so this happened, and then they, they go to their room to go explore the virtual world or talk to their friends or whatever. Now,
or lie face down in the ground in the dark.
Yeah, like he does.
Not all the time.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say is I have been exceedingly lucky. My 17-year-old is very into social media. He lives on it. Well, yeah, we'll hit it up there. But he will not get on social media. Nope. He does not want any part of social media, and I have
YouTube.
Yeah, he does YouTube. He has a little YouTube channel where he does
We're not shouting it out.
No, we're not going to be. I won't shout your channel out if you don't want me to. But he does a little. Like gaming videos where he teaches people how to do better at games and how to get more stuff. Going back, Paul says realistic racing games are his favorite. Forza, right? Forza is a good game. Are we still here? Yeah.
Hello?
There we
No.
go.
We good?
I think we're good. Yeah. This part's good. I think you lost the watch party, but this part's still good.
You're back.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what just happened there, but Michael says I think he says teach him how to make old school boxes. Wait, I know nothing about hacking boxes. Maybe teach him how to live edit the code in his games on the fly. Ooh, now that's something he'd be very interested in.
I tried that with Borderlands 2 because I was sick of grinding, man. I was like, give me that external hard drive. Plug that in my computer. And I was like, format. And I was like, oh, hell.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Manuel says, wow, quality time with the family. What a blasphemous concept. I know. You get those people that are like, these kids got to go back to school. I can't stand this. Paul says, good. It's too stressful for adults. Real Racing 3, I play on iPad. And Forza, he likes as well. Michael says, I can hook him up with Black Label. He's a huge gaming channel. Have you heard of Black Label?
I have not.
Ooh, okay. All right. But that's the kind of stuff that he's into. He plays, Borderlands. He plays Terraria. He is and tell him your favorite PC game of all time.
People Playground.
Okay, before that though,
Oh.
before you started playing People Playground all the time,
All right.
the one that you used to tell me about all the time, and you were fascinated about all the different options and everything in it, with Goat Mom.
Oh. Oh my God! You really?
You remember the name?
Yes.
Okay. You got to give him a minute.
Okay.
That's the part that I
said-
remember.
God, it's what you said.
What, Goat Mom?
Okay.
Goat Mom's the best mom, so I hear.
You're not making this better.
I'm sorry.
Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale.
Lord.
A huge shout out to Undertale because he discovered it and just, oh my goodness, he was so about it all the time, more than Minecraft. He used to talk my ear off for hours and hours and hours about Minecraft. And I just want to send a little message out there to all the parents that their kids are really into games that they just don't understand, like Minecraft, for example, or some other games. It isn't that they expect you to understand it, right? It isn't that they expect you to say, oh, well, this, that. They just want you to listen to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
They just want to know that you are paying attention to them.
Yeah, maybe say, oh, that's cool every once in a while,
Right, exactly. Put the phone down, listen to your child, tell you about the thing that they are, involved with, whether it's a game or basketball or whatever their passion is, right? Put the phone down for a minute and listen to what they have to say. They might surprise you, right? Maybe. Sometimes. So yeah, with gaming is fun. We play. This is the one that I was telling you before. Likes to laugh at me when I lose when I play Tekken against my 17-year-old. My 17-year-old just slaughters me.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, he finds it hilarious.
Usually I'm on your side, though. Not in Tekken.
What?
But
Oh, yeah.
Not in Tekken.
Other than Tekken, to be fair.
I'm almost always on your side.
Almost always. He's
Whether
like,
against a player or an AI or whatever.
Right. Other than Tekken. But Tekken, for whatever reason, his loyalties switch like that. So, yeah. Speaking of loyalties, I want to tell you a funny story.
What?
Can I tell them the story about when you were like, I'm calling Mom?
Oh!
Is that okay? Can I tell them that?
Well, we can't not tell them now.
Well, we could if you don't want me to tell them.
Tell them.
Okay.
Tell them.
So
There's 4 people watching us,
Right.
and then there'll be more later.
Yeah,
Come
we
on.
got a live party, and then
Yes,
of course.
what we're talking about.
So this was how many years ago? Like 2015. So like 5 years ago, right? Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, and he was like 10-ish, maybe a little younger. And I'm driving, right? And I saw an attractive female walk across the road right in front of the car, And I didn't roll the window down. I didn't shout out to her. I didn't ask her for her number. Hold on. My wife said, right. She knows the whole story because listen, so
You do.
All I did was say, big baby. That's all I did. And he grabs my phone, right? And he goes, I'm calling mom. So he calls her. No, he did. He grabbed my phone and he's like, I'm calling mom. He calls her and he's like, guess what dad just did?
It was great.
And I'm like, seriously, dude, I didn't do anything. All I did was make a statement. And he's like, I don't care. She deserves better. So, yeah, look, I'm just pointing out how quickly loyalties shift, right?
No, I'm on your side.
Ratted on you when you were smoking a cigarette and called me from the court.
Yeah, that was another time I was quitting smoking, right? Trying really, really hard to quit smoking. And so we had to go to something, and he actually called her and told her that I had snuck a cigarette, right? Traitor.
No, I'm on your side. I was too young.
Yeah.
I was young and dumb.
Yeah.
Sob story.
Yeah. The funny thing is, right? The really, really, really funny thing is the 17-year-old is more. He used to be more loyal to her, right? And this one used to be more loyal to me. But now
I'm
things
still loyal
have
to you.
switched because the 17-year-old he won't sell me out like that, right? He will protect me from myself.
I do too.
I know. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, he.
Mama's boy.
Yeah, and he's proud about it. Yep. Yeah, put that on the screen. He has no shame. And you know what?
I'm Papa's boy. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
He's for sure. We have that's. Yeah, I don't know. We have a special relationship because Liz is actually his stepmom. His biological mom has had some issues over the years, and so there are some like abandonment issues that we won't talk about. Oh, so this is.
Can you tilt the camera because I can't lift him up
here,
that
I'm
much.
gonna lift him up. Come here, buddy.
Yeah.
This is. You guys might have seen this before.
He's reverse.
The huge orange cat. Oh, sorry, buddy. There you go. His name is Reverse. And the reason that his name is Reverse is...
because when he was a kitten, he would walk into a room, and when he wanted to leave, he would not turn around and leave. He would walk backwards out of the room, often smacking into the wall on his way out. He'd doot, just back up like a car. It was hilarious.
He is a massive cat. People have remarked on his size. Look at the size of this cat. He is huge. Sorry, bud. Here you go. I know. There you go. He's mad.
Come on.
Look at all the cat hair. I'm going to tell you the hardest thing about running for Congress, right?
There you go.
And wearing a suit isn't getting up in front of a bunch of people. It's not going to all the different places, right? And speaking. It's not like filling out the surveys or talking about. I see it.
I can't.
It's
I thought it was touchscreen.
It is touchscreen, but for some reason,
no petting.
Yeah, he's huge. It's all the cat hair. I have 3 cats
everywhere.
and a dog. 2 orange cats. This one's the biggest. He's huge.
The other one's inbred.
Another orange cat, which is his son, and then a big black cat, which is his brother. Right, the one that's his son, unfortunately, is inbred because that was his sister. That they let's say I that had a reverse gear when. Okay, yeah, put that. I had a cat that had a reverse gear when leaving. Yeah, whenever he would be approached, there's cat hair in the air. Whenever he would be approached by anyone as a kitten, right? He would walk backwards, just, and so we called him Reverse. And even as a tiny baby kitten, his son, the other orange cat, is named Dexter, and we call him Dexter because he will cut you. I
never knew the reason actually.
Yeah, is like the popular Showtime series.
Yeah, Dexter.
Yeah.
plastic and all that.
He actually, we took him to the vet for his early shots, or I think he was sick or something, but he was a tiny, tiny baby. And we took him to the vet, and he actually bit through this part of my skin. He just, because he was scared.
Munch.
Oh yeah,
Munch.
he bit down just so hard, and I'm like, oh my God. And you can't like rip away, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
it'll
'cause
hurt them and it'll make it worse. So I just had to sit there and wait, and they had to like pull his teeth out of my skin.
Munch.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And here's the funny part is he hasn't bitten me since.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he'd get a taste for blood, but
He's not a vampire.
right.
Jeez. That was
So
a good show.
that was a good show. Are you talking about the Tigers, or which? If you guys haven't seen this, I just want to point out the hilarity in Donald Trump and the way he trolls. Right? They asked him about pardoning Joe Exotic, which, if you haven't seen the show, I was forced to watch it. My wife was like, "Oh no, you're watching this. I want to watch it, so you get to watch it."
Pretty much.
Oh my goodness, we watched it, and just the level of insanity in that show is unprecedented.
Like, a show's insane when on the low end of 5 craziest moments is a man filling a gas tank while smoking a cigarette in a room full of other gas tanks.
Yeah.
That's
the show's
nuts.
That's all the way at the bottom.
That's the
of insanity.
least insane part.
Yeah,
it's
it
nuts.
really is. It's a crazy show. But
Yeah.
so
Dexter was
Vigilante
definitely
Cat. Yeah, he was, man. He's like, nope, this ain't gonna happen. Dexter
Munch.
was definitely a badass show. It was. I really enjoyed that show. It got kind of, especially the early seasons. Once it got kind of later, I was like, but I still watched it. I still enjoyed it. But Joe Exotic, they asked, a reporter asked the president of the United States if he would consider pardoning Joe Exotic. And Trump looks at the guy. If you haven't seen this clip, it's so worth it. He looks at the guy and he goes, "Are you on his side? Do you think I should pardon him? Do you think he's innocent?" And the reporter's just like, blink, blink. he had no idea what to say. It was perfect. So then he goes, "Oh, well, I'll look at it," right? Oh my goodness, the media went nuts. Oh, he's gonna pardon Joe Exotic. He's gonna pardon Joe Exotic. And he was laughing, right? Trump was laughing when he said it. Come on, guys. Isn't there more important things to be worried about right now than whether or not Donald J. Trump is going to pardon Joe Exotic? Come on. So there's that. So there for a little bit, back to computers and stuff. Donovan was in a programming class, right? For how to make mods for Minecraft. And he loved it. Absolutely loved it. So if anybody knows of a good resource for him to learn more about coding and making mods, especially mods for video games, that's kind of his passion.
Being able to edit the files in just about any game, then.
Yeah, that's really like,
hooked.
What he loves. He has discovered so much, though, about file properties and what, like, when because he can get into the file and look at what various properties are, like ammo equals this, right? And
I've learned how to delve into the deepest parts of a laptop to see exactly what files are what.
Yeah.
.text, all these other things,
Right. Which, here's the thing that when I was a kid, I learned by doing. People could try to teach me stuff, but unless I actually did it, especially with computers, unless I actually got in there and started looking and learning what the different stuff was, it didn't really go far. But I tried to learn BASIC, the programming language that DOS kind of ran on, and I got a little bit, if then, for then, all that stuff, but never really got that much into it. Not really. So should Trump pardon Joe Exotic or Sleepy Joe? Don't really matter which. Yeah, Joe Exotic or Sleepy Joe is kind of two sides of the same weird coin, right? Both are kind of out there. For those of you who haven't been paying attention to our next door state, Michigan, the governor up there is really, really going nuts with the orders, right? You can't even go on a motorboat. You can't go fishing. You can't visit your neighbor, who, even if you stay 6 feet apart, like tyranny chunk with the official stamp on it, right? Yep. What I want to talk to a younger generation, right? When you're told you can't do something, what does it make you want to do?
It depends on exactly what the thing is, but the majority of the time it wants to make me do it.
Right? And adults are the same way. At least I am. If you tell me that, like, for example, I'm going to talk about Michigan City for a minute. For those of you who haven't seen it, Michigan City mayor has put in a executive order and state of emergency declaration, all that stuff. Okay, fine, except that they have instituted a curfew, right? 10 o'clock. Now, my question to my best friend, who has always been like the most hardcore, rights advocate I've ever met, was, who are we hurting, right? To be told you can't leave your house after 10 p.m. unless you're going to an essential business or doing this. What if I just want to drive around with my music on, right? Because I have a little bit of a system in my truck. I like the music. I like, feeling the bass, right? So who am I hurting, right? Who am I hurting? And there's no answer to that, because of course you're not hurting anybody. A curfew is ridiculously unconstitutional.
Yeah.
It flies in the face of everything our founding fathers wanted to do. So we have here, Democrats can't handle power.
I'll put that up.
You put that up? Thank you. Paul says she's competing against Chirac's Littlefoot. Michigan is. Yeah, I agree. The lady who said, no, you can't go get haircuts, but I can, right?
Yeah.
I can have a haircut because I'm in the public eye, doop, doop, right? Now, Michael says, I'm headed to, what's that?
What about the Kentucky governor who won't let people go to church even if in their car?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about that. The Kentucky governor said you can't go to church even if you're in your car with the windows rolled up, and they're going to give out $500 fines.
So they put nails in the entrance of the church. That was on the news today.
Who did?
They don't know who. But
somebody put nails at the entrance to the church. That is absolutely ridiculous.
What?
That's a hate.
Yeah, Gibson says you can't let authorities take your freedom, but display common sense. Absolutely. Look, nobody's saying go out there and intentionally try to infect people or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, that's just the reality. I came back to Indiana at 3 a.m. this morning. I didn't see Corona anywhere. I must be sleeping too. Right. I'm just curious, does the virus not transfer as quickly after dark? I'm just wondering if that's the reason. Gibson says you can go to grocery stores, so why not church? Exactly. Paul says he did see the one with the nails. I heard about it. She just told me about it. I haven't seen it yet. That's insane. And it's insanity, right? We're talking about people's constitutionally protected freedoms, and they're under assault all over the country. Let's look at Cuomo, right? He was telling people it's safe, right? And railing against Trump putting in the China ban. I'm not going to get very political, but he's the same guy who is now trying to take credit, right, for all this stuff. He hid ventilators. I mean, I think Cuomo. You're from New York, so I really feel bad. Here's the thing. I thought we had a constitutional governor here in Indiana. I may not agree with everything Holcomb does and says, but I'm very disappointed with how he has kind of cracked down on freedoms with this whole epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. Michael says maybe it's because you can't feed it or get it wet after midnight. Right. It's a gremlin, right? Here's a little drop of water, and then it spreads, right? Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. There you go. Is that better?
Yes.
So one thing I do want to say, I think the hair is majestic.
Oh my God.
So in case you can't tell, he has a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of that is to do with the barbershops being, closed, while I myself
Lord.
will go and do something like that and take the precautions. I'm not gonna, subject
Oh
him
my
or
God.
take any chances. There's a very good chance that I'm gonna break out the clippers tonight. Right?
Yep.
Yes, my people in New York is tired of Cuomo. I know. And Paul says Eric's a rhino. One thing that I saw that was interesting was right before this whole lockdown, right?
Mhm.
Is Eric said, we welcome more refugees. We want them here. Even though Trump gave everyone the option, they said, you don't have to have them. You can, decide. And he was one of the ones who asked for more. And my question was, aren't we supposed to be focused on our citizens, right?
That's campaign
He
going.
says, how is your campaign going? Well, I will tell you, it's odd. It's a big change because obviously you can't go knock on doors and introduce yourself to people. So what I'm doing instead is I'm doing a live stream every night at 7 p.m.
Yep.
Kind of talk to the people directly. I'm not running ads. I'd like to, but I'm just trying to talk to people directly. Let them meet my family.
Yep.
Let them see, what I'm about. Gibson
And
says, yes,
we do.
We do. And, that's another thing. I just posted the link for this in my...
Thank you, Gibson.
Thank you. We appreciate that. There was a city in Kentucky that the people had gone and rented a whole block of hotel rooms
Yeah.
for the homeless. And the governor, was it the governor or the mayor? Somebody stepped in and said, no, you can't do that.
I think it was the mayor.
I think it was the mayor that stepped in and said, no, you can't do that, right?
There's no reason why not.
Right.
They're paying for it and everything.
Right.
Why?
It was a private deal, right? They got, and they're like, no, you can't do that. So instead, what they're doing is they're taping off areas in like gymnasiums, right?
Mm.
At least at the motel, they would have had access to a shower, to a bathroom, to all this stuff.
Exactly.
Yes. Michael Strauss says,
Yep.
sense of liberty without principles is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Precisely.
We have so many instances now of our rights being trampled. For what? For fear? I'm far more afraid of the government than I am of this pandemic. I'm far more afraid. Yeah. So okay. So yeah. How is my campaign going? I think I've seen a massive increase in the number of people that are kind of tuning in, that are reading my stuff, that are sharing my things. Twitter, I've boomed. I'm close to 1,000 followers now with my campaign Twitter. I've been invited to various candidate, retweet rooms and stuff like that. We have to kind of get creative, right? So that's kind of where it's at. I would love to. I'd love for all this to be over and go back to normal campaigning, but I do believe that the people who are utilizing this opportunity to speak directly to the voters are going to see
a big increase in.
Yeah, they're going to come out of this a little better. Michael
and thank
Strauss
you
says,
for the clarification.
Yeah, Mayor of Michigan City put a hotel restriction out. Oh, hi.
Oh.
Apparently my aunts are watching.
No, his hands here.
Oh, your
Yeah,
aunts,
mine.
okay, are watching. Hi.
Hello.
So Paul asked, so we're succeeding? Here, put this up there so you can see it. Did you put it up already?
No.
Okay. Yes, I think we are, Paul.
Definitely.
Paul is one of my most, I'd say, strident supporters.
Yeah.
He shares my stuff all the time, which we greatly appreciate. Look, not everybody has money, especially pre-primary. That's what I don't understand about some candidates that every day put out, donate to my campaign, donate to my campaign. I get it, right? We all need money. All of us candidates, we need money for signs, for social media advertisements and all that stuff. But like, for example, this is very inexpensive. I won't say it's free because I pay for the software to do it. But Michael says,
nope. Get up
okay,
there we go.
Michael says, I'm not afraid of the virus. I'm afraid of the sheeple that will come out of this and the martial law they will willingly bring about. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
We have just way too many people that look at this as this should happen, right? They look at the government telling you what you can and cannot do, not should and should not do, because that, in my opinion, is the role of government, to tell you, hey, if you go do this, we believe it will lead to this. So, we're going to tell you via official communication, don't do this. But ultimately, it's my right. It's my right to do that. I appreciate for everyone that's sharing my stuff, for everyone that's telling people about me. I appreciate that. I really do. I try to share everyone that I follow. I have my personal opinion, or my personal account where I share all of the room retweets. My campaign account, just like you, focus on your campaign.
Again, Gibson.
Yes, overreaching government can't be tolerated. I agree with that. We've seen it so often, right? Look at China. China has one of the most restrictive governments in the world. But yet they had the biggest outbreak, right? They locked people in their homes. They literally put barriers up on their doors. Yeah. Did you see that? Where they were like, they had boards, right? Yeah, and they put it over the door and then chunk chunk with nail guns. Yeah.
It's insane.
It is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So
Gibson,
thank you. We appreciate that. And I think he's talking to you.
I do think so.
Maybe not.
Who knows?
Yeah, this is important too.
Yep.
Michael says, I was told by the GOP $5 million is the minimum needed to win the first district. We were told $3 million. I don't have $3 million.
Physically dragged.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. Paul says they physically dragged people in China. And did you see the video from Philly? I think it was Philly, where the guy was on the bus without a mask. And they called the police on him, and they literally dragged him off the bus, right? Our freedoms are being crushed. They're being just crushed, and people are wanting more of it. They're saying, oh, you don't need to go to church. Why do you need to go to church? And because I can, right? Because I can make that choice for myself. We can practice social distancing. We can stay far apart. We can wear a mask. We can do all of the things that are necessary in order to stay safe, without giving up our religious freedoms, without saying, oh, yeah, the government will take care of us. We've seen how well that works, before. They were using nail guns in China, physically dragging people. It's crazy. That's not the kind of government I want to be a part of. So here's the thing, especially pre-primary, right? I think that a lot of people overestimate how much money is going to be needed, because it's nuts how quickly. Look at Obama. Look, regardless of how you feel about his policies or what he did when he was in office, there have been books written. This, socially elected president, right? And it's true. He got elected because of social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that. Things like that, especially Facebook. Gibson says, waste of money to seek office by spending millions while people are sleeping on the streets. I agree. Yep. I agree. And especially now, right? Especially now where so many people have lost their jobs and are desperately sitting there wanting some sort of relief, right? Whether it's unemployment, whether it's the relief check, whatever, to go and say to them, give me some of your hard-earned money so that I can run for office. It feels so just fake to me. I try to put the message out where I can. I try to say, hey, if you have the extra money, I'd greatly appreciate it. I could do this with it or that with it. But ultimately, you can help me so much more by just sharing, by keeping people informed, by, telling people what's going on. There are many, many, many people that are starting to wake up, though. There are many people who have been Democrats their entire lives that are just like, wow, that really happened? Oh, they're really doing that? Oh, they really did that? Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but maybe that's what it takes. Maybe that's what we need. So if you had to play sports, kind of change tracks for a little bit.
Okay.
If you had to play a sport, what sport would it be?
I'd probably go with probably. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they should, because it just comes down to what have they done, right?
Hockey.
What have you done for me lately? Okay, so he says hockey.
If I could actually hit anything,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with baseball because I can run like the wind.
He can. He is super fast as a runner. I tried to get him into track, right? But he wants no part of that. No, not really. He's just not a. And the funny part is
I'm also good at ragdoll, so I could slide right into that base.
Yeah, he's not that into sports, right? Physical sports, but he's into physical fitness.
Run, Forrest.
Yeah, that's right. Run, Forrest, run. Paul says Candace is orchestrating that. Yeah, the Blexit movement, right? Where the Black community is waking up to the fact that all these Democrats have lied to them for years and years and years. And what have they done, right? They're passing policies. It's Clinton's policies that have ended up with many in jail and prison.
Noticed that.
Getting unemployment insurance is really difficult right now. It is. That's another thing that I just saw actually before I hopped on was the programs that are designed to get on the website, sign up. They're crashing. They can't handle it. They were never designed for it.
We're all over the place, aren't we?
We are, but that's kind of how it is with ADD and ADHD, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Very
Definitely.
physical, but cool to watch.
Indeed.
There you go. Who said hacking isn't a sport? I've had to stay at a terminal for hours on end before. See, there you go. Is there a professional league? You know what though? I'm going to say this. We have realized, at least many, many, many people have realized that these so-called professional athletes that everyone listened to for years and years and years are less important than they think they are.
Barack damaged a lot of his people's lives too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't just. It's not just one person. There's no single person who's responsible for doing all the damage. So, why don't you come over here and say hi to everyone?
Come on, say hi. It's Easter.
No, you gotta come
come
over
here.
here. Do you not want to? You don't have to.
Happy Easter,
She's
by the
being
way.
all whiny. Yeah. Happy Easter to everyone. Jesus is risen.
Come on. Get
There
over
she
here.
is.
Hi.
There
Come on.
she is. Get a hug.
Come on.
See, she doesn't like to touch me on camera.
Come
She's not a
on.
hugger.
There we
Dinner's
go.
Done.
Yeah.
Ooh, dinner.
Oh, dinner's done?
Cool.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Easter dinner.
Yep.
We had to, it's frustrating because we usually, go to families' homes for Easter, for the holidays. And unfortunately, with this stuff going on, everyone's having to adjust. Everybody's having to do different things. I will say, I think that alone is going to get a lot of people's attention. The fact that for Easter, we should be able to go to our family's house and enjoy dinner to, kind of celebrate the rise of Jesus from the grave and the resurrection and talk and have family time. And we're being denied that. So hopefully this will wake up a lot of people. Since dinner's done, I am going to wrap this up. Unfortunately, my oldest son was not able to join us for the live stream. He had to work, which he's salty about.
Yeah.
I will tell you that. He is very, very salty that he had to work today. He feels like he has seniority and should not have to work.
No, he just doesn't want to work on holidays.
He hates working on holidays.
He wants to eat.
Yeah, I had to drink by myself this holiday.
Yeah, Paul says He has to drink by himself, and that's unfortunate. Like we all have to just, kind of figure out.
We should be able to visit the family.
So Michael says, there you go.
There we go.
So when you lose the primary, I'll let you come over to my team. So there is an incentive for you to win.
There we go.
Right. Look, I'm a realist, right? There are six Republicans running for this district for the primary, right?
Only 4.
But let's be real. We have 4 that are really running.
Actually,
actually getting out there and doing something. So I have an interesting graphic that I want to get permission to share. If the guy who made it gives me permission, I'll show you what it's about. Just stay tuned to my Dion for Congress page.
Living vicariously.
Yeah. Paul, I'm drinking with you remotely. There you go.
There you go, Paul.
And Gibson, thank you very much. I am praying for you as well. Good sir. We definitely need to get some good people into office. That's the only thing that's going to save this country. It really is. It's not too late. It would have been too late if it wasn't for Donald Trump. You can hate him all you want, but had Hillary Clinton won this election,
it'd be over.
Oh yeah, it would absolutely be over that election. And if Joe Biden, I just can't understand how you can vote for someone who can't finish a sentence.
Happy Easter to you too.
Yeah.
Cameron Wild for a precinct committee
Happy
man.
Easter, Cameron. Good to see you.
Hi, Cameron.
So, 45 minutes. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Happy Easter to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Those that tuned in later, you can back it up once it's finished. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everyone coming out and joining me.
Happy Easter.
Yeah. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2020. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.